Hello, trading has closed on the 5th of October 2022. Let's start with our disclaimer, go over our calls, and then make some predictions. It's my trading plan for Thursday, the 6th of October 2022. Please remember I can be completely wrong. Any trade you make should be at your own risk. We always start by going over our calls. We said the pattern had the early high, we could gap down. That's what happened. Tomorrow should have the early low. So review what we said. Said the late breakout to a new high made it suspicious. We also rallied to a trend line. We said if we went through it, it wouldn't stick. Well, here was the trend line. We went through it without the gap. The close is under the trend line, so that didn't stick. Today's patterns generated some new targets, 37.75, 74, and optionally, meaning likely but not required, 37.70.16. Unless we gap up smartly, which I'm going to add, I'm not suspecting, but I've been wrong before. Unless we gap up smartly, those are my targets. One required, one optional, but we could actually get more than that. We had an ultimate sell signal here. We got the minimum. We don't have to get more than this low, but we almost always do. So that's an optional target. And the whole rally doesn't meet the sustainability criteria of the system. This rally was called false, this drop was called false, and this rally is called false. Gives us the required target 37.75.74. Well, here's a long-term picture, and I think we're going much higher, but that doesn't mean we go higher tomorrow. Let's look at the reasons why. We'll start off looking at today's rally. We have an ABC. C is equal to A. Here's your A. Here's your B. Well, it fit better than that before. Well, close enough for government work. And if you look at this last one, you set that equal to A of C. C of C has a good fib ratio. It's a clear 5 waves up. It's a completed pattern. Doesn't mean it's the only way to count it, but we had an all-day rally, cleared all the prior highs, and this close, the dotted line, was under all those prior highs. That's a rejection of the highs. Now it has to hold it tomorrow. I mean, we open up here, all that negativity goes away. Otherwise, that's a rejection of the high. So let's take a closer look at the last few days. Well, we had a target of 37.36.74. We had an A, we had a B, and our target was 37.36.74 because wave gray C would equal 1.6 times gray A. Actually, if you look at this thing, if gray C is 100%, gray A is right at 50, so it was the right idea, but just a different Fibonacci target. Not going to claim credit for it. I mean, it was off by about 14 points, but even though the price didn't print, the idea did. Now here's your diamond, here's your stilt, here's your stilt. Typically, but it's not required, but often you're going to stop at a Fibonacci target of the diamond. You can take these 2 points, set them at 38 0.2, get your target, or you can take these 2 points, set them at 50 and get your target. So that's a valid target of the diamond on stilts. Now there are various ways to count this. If this is an ABC for A, this could be an ABC in blue for B, and this could be an ABC in blue for C, completing the red ABC. It's not the only count though. If this is A, what if this is A of red B? You could count this as ABC for blue A. You could count this as ABC for blue B. And then you could have a target. If that's A and that's B, you could have a target for C. And if you set, well, before I go over that target, let's come here. Earlier on, we had a wall with gap pattern. These things tend to fill with support under the low of the wall. If you set this whole thing equal to 100% from here to here, you would get a 61.8 standard retracement right at the same price, around 36.70 if we retraced 61.8% from here. If we did, this would be wave blue C. And if wave blue C were 100%, wave blue A would be a perfect 50%, so you could have an ABC with C equal to twice A right at your target, which is around 3670. So we have wave and balance at that price, but that's not all there is to it. A lot of times you'll have diamond on stilts patterns come one right next to the other. We still have a stilt. This could be forming a diamond. And if it is forming a diamond, and you set that equal to 61.8% height of the diamond, you get the same price, 36.70. So that doesn't mean any of this has to happen. My only required target's a few points lower. But we do still have the requirement at some point to undercut the wall. Diamond on stilts patterns can occur back to back, although they don't have to. And futures are up slightly as I'm recording this. So we don't even have to have a right stilt. I don't know what's going to happen overnight, but if we do have a right stilt, and if we do hit 3670, it creates balance of the waves at an ideal price without disturbing the longer-term bullish pattern, because this rejection of the highs at a fib target is not good. Tomorrow's pattern has the early low. It could still gap up. Typically, it's a rally day with a fine lower high, but if it's weak, more weakness should follow in days to come. MEJT has slightly lower targets. Unless we gap up smartly, they should print. The day-long rally couldn't close over recent highs despite trading over them, and if this is maintained at tomorrow's open, It's negative. Of course, if we gap up, the whole thing's killed. Regardless of how we close, there'd be a decent chance of seeing lower prices than the minimums outlined. We could even retrace as far back as 36.70 cash without doing any damage to the long-term bullish picture, which I still feel is much further to go. So we have a lower target, and I don't know if we have a right stilt or not, but if we do, there's a target at a much lower price under this. Tomorrow has the early low. Usually it's a bullish day, but if it's negative, it could be very negative, and that's today's call.